Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Well, hello and welcome back. And if you're new, I am the Handicapable Black Woman. I talk about politics, especially, and dating nightmares. I spill a lot of tea about my personal life, things been through as a person of color, African American, and I have other nationalities, but that's the one that the cops see when they pull me over. But also, um, disability, either disability rights situations, how people abuse the system. Oh my gosh, yeah, when I am a adjunct professor at a community college, and there's one young lady who is like, I never want to see, like, there are several students that I never want to see again, but one particular, I've never even had a class with her, but I've seen her on quite a few occasions. But every time she goes through the handicap door, she literally punches the button, and it's like, because once she does it, she looks at me sometimes, and it's like she's bam, 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 bam. Because she doesn't do it just once. She does it repeatedly. Repeatedly. And part of me just feels like, okay, I know you don't need that door. If it breaks, you can just go to another door. But you're just showing me that you're a bigot. You're showing me that you hate people with disabilities and you don't think we're worth being able to have a independent life. Because if that door breaks, some of us won't be able to get to the door independently. Some of us would need assistance. And it's like I am able to go through or open a regular door. I mean, the one at that school is heavy and a pain, but I can get through it. But and some of the students who run in front of me, I mean, it's like I've brought this up, and I don't think I posted the episodes yet, but I have a long list of things that the students at that school did, especially calling me Professor Cripple. Yeah, good times, good times. And that's one reason why I don't know, just sometimes, like, I've said before, I'm changing how, like, I'm now going to be a little bit lazier with my teaching style, a lot lazier, because I used to change up my projects every single semester. I like, kind of like a party. I created a whole theme for the semester so that the students can be creative, and like when they talk to their friends who took the same class, they can compare and contrast what the theme was, what they did, what projects. If the students were too lazy, I would switch out projects because, yeah, there's some projects where I literally put money into it. So, but yeah, it's like I talk a lot about disability life and the mistreatment and the judgment and the ridicule, and how people literally tell me that you should never have babies because we need to make sure your DNA doesn't get into their system and or pass it on to another generation. And but then when I say I want to adopt or foster, now I can get ready for my main subject today, because a lot of men, they want me to be a pick me, and especially when it comes to fostering and adopting, especially MAGA and Republican men. It's like I have the screenshots to prove it, but so many of them tell me, you only want to adopt because you want money from the state. You just want money from the government. That's the only reason you want to adopt. Um, no, no. For one, I'm not married, and especially since I'm probably never going to get married, I do want to have kids, and a lot of there's a lot of foster and like kids in the system who need a home, and they need to have, like, they want love and compassion and empathy towards them, and I would love to do that. And a lot of men tell me, Well, just date me. I have kids, take care of my kids. Feed my kids. They would love to spend time with you. No, they have a mother and they have a father. It's like if I date a guy with kids, okay, stepmom, whatever, or if we get married or whatever, but it's going to be more of a stepmother situation. I've already dated a man, Mr. No Heart, with two daughters, and he kept he kept acting like, since we're never going to get married, you're going to be mine for the rest of our lives or whatever. And so you can just help me with my daughters, even though he told me they were mistakes over 8 times or whatever. But yeah, he wanted gas money. He wanted me to feed them. He wanted me to, like, basically act like I was a mother figure to them while he treated me like garbage. But I accepted it because I was too scared that I would be alone for the rest of my life. And I know in the last episode, I started describing what my type is, especially the Democrat, like if he's a progressive Democrat and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I was saying, I would make him happy. I would cook him dinner. Some people are like, okay, this is too much. Why are you telling us your type? And I'm just, I've learned a lot over the years, and I've learned like what entices me, what I'm attracted to, and I've learned to ignore the love bombing because that was one huge thing that I kept getting, and that's one trap that I kept falling for was the love bombing. And is it like I have to realize that men just do that, kind of like a mask. It's like they're gonna pour all of these emotions into me because they know that I'm hurt. They know that I am empty in some ways and that I have trauma. And but then at the same time, like a lot of the men who when you look at my standards, I used to date the complete opposite except for the Republican part. Yeah, I've made a mistake and matched with Republicans on dating apps because they don't sorry, they don't read my profile, because I say I'm a Democrat, I say I'm a progressive, I say I'm a liberal, and I like now I say, because like before November of 2022, I didn't say that I will not date a Republican, but I said that I was a Democrat or whatever. But it was really funny because when the Republican men like talk to me, it's like because they wouldn't have what political affiliation they're in. So, but I'm assuming they're liberal because since I said I'm liberal on my profile, I'm thinking okay, they're matching because we have the same political beliefs. But then I find out no, they're Republican. But now that they're finding out that I'm liberal, now they're calling me trash and that I should die and go to hell and all this other stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I said, I have tons of screenshots. I have tons of screenshots. Or I should be eliminated off this earth before because I'm not gonna sleep with them. Yeah. Or one guy called me a man last week. I think it was last week, or it might have, no, it wasn't a week and a half. It might have been a week and a half ago, but it hasn't been 2 weeks yet. But this guy literally called me a man because I didn't want anything to do with him. Because when he wrote to me, because on my profile, with this one app. It used to be two apps, but one guy keeps hacking my profile because he can't stand because I'm a progressive. It's like he has gone into my account at least 3 times this year. And so the last time he did it, I was just like, you know what? I need a break anyway because I have over like 200 to 300 screenshots of my phone of jerks anyway. So, and I still need to load all of these pictures on to my laptop or whatever, or in my, like, yeah. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let him do what he's doing with with my profile. If I lose it, I don't really care. I really don't like. I have so much proof now, but I don't know. It's just with the whole like dating apps and stuff. Like with Meet Me, I started posting the awful, the screenshots of the awful men that would post or email me, and so men would see them. And some men would apologize, saying that not all men are like that. Men would say, F you, you no good. It's like you have all these standards anyways. No wonder. It's like you stupid, like garden hoe, whatever. And it's like you think you're gonna ever find a man with these standards, you stupid, blah blah blah. Mostly Republican men, like 80, I think 80 to 85% white men. And but part of me is just like, if you're on a dating app and you see my profile, if you see we don't have anything in common, why waste your time and write me when I don't meet? As like, we won't have anything in common. I probably don't meet any of your standards, but you're purely upset because you don't meet my standards. I'm one woman. I'm not even attractive, really. I'm not. The only men who say I'm beautiful are the ones who want to use me. I found that out. It's like only men who think they can use me and traumatize me and treat me like garbage. Those are the only men who say I'm beautiful. So now I know that I'm not attractive. And so, I mean, at least I'm honest about it. But with this one gentleman, or no, he was not a gentleman even, he's a jerk, but um, he saw the messages in my profile, which I can probably take screenshots of how I have it on my profile, but he blamed me, literally blamed me, and I'm gonna have a whole dating nightmare episode on him because I have so many screenshots of what he wrote to me. But he literally called me a man because I'm not going to jump when he says jump, or because since he was rude to me at the beginning of the messages and he blamed me for men harassing me and trying to traumatize me, he is like, and he threatened that he was gonna come and hurt me if I didn't act right. Yes, literally told me that he was going to harm me if I didn't act right. So that was amusing as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have all of that. I was like, I'm gonna try to find. Actually, it's like I'm opening up my profile right now as I'm thinking about it. But yeah, it's like there is Gangsta of Love is his username from Kansas City, Missouri. Um, this is what he says about my standards. That's so stupid, or that's stupid to show pic. Oh, no, actually, he's talking about the gentleman in my profile. And it's like, yeah, men keep blaming me. They blame me for the treatment that I get, and I post the men that treat me like that to show them I'm not scared of you. I'm showing them I'm not scared of you. you want to write this to me? Then everyone on this app, or all the men on this app, are going to know. And other men who see this know that if they do this, I'm going to post you too. I'm not scared of you. And I don't do all of them because I'm like, no, I'm going to say, I don't want them to know that I'm going to post this on my YouTube page. So, and yeah, I'm still, developing my page and everything. But once it gets popular, one day they'll find out that a lot of people are seeing the truth about who they are. Some people call me the R word. Some people call me the C word, the P word, the B word. This, oh, some call me a slave. Yeah. But oh, back to Gangsta of Love. He said, "That's stupid to show pictures of other people who was in your chat. Wow, you weird." It's like, but then he said, "In my chat." Okay, well, they weren't in my chat. It's like, because when you first write somebody, it's like you have to allow them in your chat box. And I really don't like Meet Me in this area because I hardly write any of these people, hardly anybody. But if I check my box to see who's the next message or whatever, sometimes it'll just get into my inbox even though I never wrote them or anything. And I'm like, okay, now this is allowing this person to write me now, even though I did not give them permission to write me. Since I looked in my box, it's like, they're just like, oh, you looked in your box. Okay, we're going to let them write you now. And it's like, no, 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 no. And so, but yeah, I might, he's probably going to be a dating nightmare, but I might put it in this episode. So, but yeah, that's Gangsta of Love. And then let's see. I think this one Aaron from 49, or Aaron Mitchell from 49 from Roseville, Michigan. He wrote me that I'm effing garbage. And then Jason R 22, doesn't look 22. That's a hard 22, from Ohio. Democrats are supposedly the party of inclusion. Ironic how hypocritical you people can be. And it's like, okay, is because, okay, this is another thing. Republican and conservative men keep calling me a bigot because I'm not going to date. I repeat, I'm not going to date a Republican MAGA type of man or whatever. It's like, okay, if I'm in a relationship with a man, because there's a difference between friendship, acquaintance, and dating. Dating, that means deeper emotions. That means like intimacy. And that's affection. I'm a sapiosexual, so I it's like I'm. It's like if my brain isn't stimulated by the person, something else isn't stimulated by the person. If you catch my drift, and so yeah, a Republican, no, not like I should be able to be attracted mentally to the person I'm with, and that doesn't attract me. And so it's really funny how Republican men feel like I should be obligated to give them a chance, even though that is not like, it's, to me, that is off putting. It's like, I can be friends with you, but I'm not going to date you. And then some call it a race, and it's like any race, nationality, creed can be Republican. And so I don't know, it's just, and this is a white guy too, but to me, it's just like, okay, white men, if you don't know what diversity, equity, and inclusion is, then you really need to take a diversity and equity class. But then you want to take it out of all of education, even though you have no idea what it means. And you have the nerve to say that I am going against inclusion when it's literally like who I'm going to date to possibly marry. I'm never like, okay, I'll get off the subject and you guys will see the screenshots and everything, but Jason disgusts me. Yes, Jason R disgusts me because he has the nerve to say I'm hypocritical when he doesn't even know the definition and he doesn't even know how it's like there's a difference, and I should be allowed to date who I desire, who I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to Democrats, I'm attracted to progressives, just stupid. Oh, but okay, he has more too. So you don't support the one person out of Trump and Biden that actually spent his own money to secure freedoms for people of color. That's a lot. And then he doesn't. See, he's brainwashed too. How can you support the people that hate you? Shaking my head to each their own. Wow. Like he is just out there. Out there. See, he's out there. Why in the world would I ever want to go out with a man who has, yeah, and then Teddy P, 59 years old. Um, he had the nerve to write Frump 2024. And so it's like, okay, whatever. And then Bubba 45, he looks like Bubba too. Oh yeah, I sent one of my friends a screenshot. She was like, oh, he looks like a Bubba. I was like, yep, he does look like a Bubba. But he writes, oh no, I got an advertisement up. It was like, hail President Trump, hail Republicans. It's like, why? Like, why write me? You see, I'm not your type. It's a dating app. It's a dating app. So why would you waste your time and write me? And we're like, ew, no, just no. No. And then this is a black man right here, Jime T. He writes, you're asking for a lot to not be giving anything. And a lot of men never write to even ask, what do I have to offer? And if they do, they're sarcastic about it. Do you have two houses? Do you have a Mercedes? Do you have a truck? Do you have like $1 million? And I'm just like, what? Because even with my standards, it's like I say that I don't want to date. You must not be MAGA, Republican, or a Trump supporter. I say you must not have a record. I've dated enough men with records, and each one has disappointed me, or they've continued doing those activities that they told me they were accused of doing, and behind my back. And sometimes they would try to use my vehicle while doing like but then be able to have deep conversations. But then some men tell me, other than making babies with me, there's no other purpose to spend time with a woman other than to create the kids with. Being able to foster and adopt, I talked about that earlier. A lot of men have issues with that, or they tell me that yeah, they're not doing that, or I'm selfish, right? I only want to adopt and foster is to get money from the government. And then, oh, must have investments. It's like some I hear a lot about women who their man buys them nails and hair and all this other stuff. I've never had that. And I'm not saying I want that, but I want a man who does not need my money for gas. They don't need like the, I'm not going to have to help them get their vehicle out of repossession. I'm not going to have to pay their cable bill, their light bill, because it's especially when it's the wintertime and the heat got shut off. Um, yeah, so I, my ex had such a terrible credit score. He couldn't get a credit card until the very close to the very end of our relationship. The very end. Because he was absolutely terrible with his money and he used me as much as possible. As much as possible. And, well, it's just crazy because men blame me for the awful messages, and then they blame me for having my standards. But I created my standards because I have experienced some of the worst treatment. The worst treatment. Oh, then I do have an education requirement. Must have either a degree, I didn't say a bachelor's or associate's, or certification, or a trade. Any of those. And if it's not one of those, if it's something, because most men who do not have, I didn't say all, I said most, a lot of men who don't have higher education, they tell me that I wasted my money on a degree. They tell me that as a woman, my job is to have babies and to clean, cook and clean and make sure the man is taken care of. They tell me how, um, basically, they just try to tell me that I'm supposed to be submissive, I'm supposed to take care of him, and me getting an education. Now I have a big head because I want to be an author and start a small business, but that's stupid because I'm a woman or a black woman or a black woman with a disability or because I have a disability, any one, two, or all three of the items. But it's just frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. So, okay, I'm going to need a part three, but I'm going to try to have as many of these screenshots near the end. Um, yeah. Thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. Most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. And I know I wasn't thinking about reading those screenshots, but I'm going to try to put some of them up. I think I'm going to have a Patreon because I kept thinking, like, how can I put all of these in one area so that everyone can see them? So, and I kept thinking, I want a Patreon, but I don't know what to do. But that's one item that I think I'm going to do. And because, yeah, you're not going to believe all of the things men have said to me or accused me, or they tell me that they want me eliminated off this earth for. So, yeah, too bad. So sad. Yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm not going to jump when you say jump. And I'm proud to not be a pick me. Ugh, no, never. Bye.